the thought of a Michael Bloomberg presidential candidacy. The first Democrat primary debate is actually only 6 months away, and the party's still trying to find an identity for 2020. A new poll of Democrat voters says the candidate they're most excited about is, quote, somebody entirely new, unquote. But if they can't have that, they'd settle for Joe Biden. Jason Nichols is a professor of African American Studies at the University of Maryland, and he joins us. This is very interesting polling, Jason. There was an old New Yorker cartoon years ago, a guy coming out of the theater, and the marquee says, "Fun for young and old," the New York Times. And it's a middle-aged guy looking extremely unhappy. And that's what the Democrat primary is. It's fun for young and old. There's like either guys who've been around for half a century, or there's people who are very callow and youthful. And not really a lot of space in between them, is there?
No, I think that there are people who may be young but actually have plenty of experience. Many of the people have been in Congress or been in the House for a long time. I think we have a good field of people. I think more people are going to come out and announce in the next 2 or 3 months. I think it's going to be really exciting. It's an exciting time. And I will say, your last segment was really cool. That is the first time I've heard anybody use the term woke on a Fox News segment. So that was the first, and I enjoyed it.
No, I'm totally unwoke, and I'm happy to join the unwoke party and be the unwoke candidate.
I would agree with that. You are not woke.
Oh, thanks. I don't know. Anyway, since you brought up Bloomberg, is Bloomberg your idea of somebody who excites you and excites the base?
No, I'm going to agree with what you guys said about the fact that he has to answer for stop and frisk and broken windows, which I will say is objectively racist. We've seen the numbers of the people who get stopped and frisked, and they're usually black and brown. So I'm not excited about Bloomberg, and I would agree that he is out of touch. He is someone who is, very pro-business, seen as very Wall Street, right. and I don't think he's going to catch on with the progressive parts of the party.
No, is that where the energy is? Because you put it in what one might call identity politics terms. And again, to go back to the young and old thing, you've got like geezers. You've got like Bernie, you've got Joe Biden, old white men in a party that seems to want something with a little more of an exotic frisson about it.
I don't know that any American is exotic, whether you're a black American or a white American or
no, but it is if you
like
think
that.
About identity politics. People, the great thing about Ocasio-Cortez is she's a young Latina. It's you guys who are interested in all these categorizations of people, isn't it?
Well, no, I think people were excited about Ocasio-Cortez because she was young. She's young, and she, the other guy, Crowley, was out of touch with his base, and that's why he lost, and he overlooked her. Any boxer will tell you don't overlook your opponent, and he overlooked her. And I think, there's a good chance that she's going to challenge Chuck Schumer in the future if he does the same thing.
Oh, bring it on. That I would love to see that one. And she'll hang all that stuff about when he's demonizing illegal aliens all around his neck. I would love to see that fight. Go for it, Alexandria. That would be a great that would be a great moment, Jason.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be fun. I think all of this is going to be fun. And we have to remember that we don't have to decide things. Democrats don't have to have a clear answer. We know what it was in 2016 when Republicans smelled blood in the water with Hillary Clinton. They had a huge field, and Donald Trump was not the number one guy at this point. At this point, it was a guy named Mike Huckabee. Anybody remember him other than remembering that he's Sarah's father? He was actually the guy who was at the top of all the polls at this point. So I think we've got a long road ahead of us.
So who is your Trump figure? Who's the one who's going to come down the escalator and soar to the lead and leave the other 17 guys in the dust? Is it Cory Booker? Is it Kamala Harris? Who's it going to be?
So I like that you picked the two black candidates. I like Cory Booker, certain things about him, but I don't think he's the guy. I actually like someone, her name is Tulsi Gabbard. Right. There's a good chance that she's going to run. She's military. So she brings patriotism back to the Democratic Party, and she's very progressive on a lot of these other issues. So I think that she's somebody who could, catch fire and leave others behind.
But the Democrats are always looking for that strong military figure with the military background you mentioned, but they actually hate her position on Syria. And that kind of thing, the base does. The base doesn't want to go, that's not the path the base wants to go down. It's not John Kerry's year again. They're not looking to square the circle with some hawkish Democrat, are they?
Well, I think Tulsi, unlike Donald Trump, was not afraid to actually visit a combat zone and see what it is, and see things for herself. So I think that was, something that can be explained pretty easily. I think once people actually hear her give an opportunity to explain herself, I think that she will resonate.
Okay, well, we'll see how that prediction holds up in that first debate in 6 months' time. Thanks a lot, Jason. Always good to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Mark.
Thank you. And just